Hey there, this is Jennifer with NorthwestStamper.com, and I'm back to share a fun holiday project that I made with my stamp club recently, and I just thought it was so cute I wanted to share with you as well at home. We're going to make a fun little favor that looks like a Christmas light, one of those old classic bulbs that you can put treats or give as cute little gifts, and they're so quick and easy to make that I just had to share them here so you could see them too. So we're going to start, you're going to have two pieces of paper. I've already actually cut one, but we're going to have two. You need them to be about 3 inches wide, and then you could do as short as 6 inches. I was just lazy and cut my 8.5 by 11 into strips for 3 inches. So you'll get extra. You can save it and make a tag. I just left it there and decided I would figure it out later. Now this works easiest if you have a magnetic platform. If you don't, no worries. Any of your die cutting machines with their standard platforms will work, but you're just going to want to put in your paper so that you have this pointed part of the die fully on the cardstock. This rounded one we're not going to need, so it doesn't matter if it comes in or how much is there. That's not as important as making sure this one's covered. So we're just going to cover it up and die cut it out, and like I mentioned, you're going to do this twice, so you're going to end up with two that look like this. Okay. So you'll have these here. Now, once you're popping these out, you want to be gentle. You don't want to tear the top if you haven't used the Curvy Keepsake much. So just sort of go slow, peel it out. And then what I usually do, I normally take my piercing tool. I don't have it with me, so in between each one, use scissors or a piercing tool to kind of pop out the paper that gets stuck in this little slot. We don't need it, but it's just, it doesn't cut as well if you have more than one or two left in there. So you're going to take your two pieces that you cut that look like this, and you're just going to snip off that part that I told you we didn't need. So you're just going to follow the score line. Again, this part, it isn't super important to be extremely precise, but it's nice if you follow that score line because it gives you a good straight line. So you can set those aside. I told you this was quick. If you have a scoring board, if you have a trimmer, I just usually grab my Stampin trimmer because I have it right here. And you're just going to take the score line that's here, because on the die, it actually does scoring so that you could fold up your box. So there's a score line right here, so you're going to put that at the 1 inch line. So just line it up on one end, and that's where the grid lines are really handy, because you can say here's the 1 inch line that starts here, and you can see where it continues on the other side, so you can make sure this is nice and straight. So have at the 1 inch line, take your scoring blade, so it's the lighter color. The light one is for scoring, the dark one is for cutting. It just slides all the way off the end if you're not using it. So you'll just score both of them at that same point. And now we're ready to decorate and assemble. Oh, well, we have one other piece. We'll do that. So let's get this part done first. So I'm using Cucumber Crush cardstock. So I grabbed my Cucumber Crush ink pad. And then I'm going to grab my sponge dauber. I store my sponge daubers in a wood mount, an empty wood mount case, because you can get them in packs of 4. So I have 2 of these to hold my sponge daubers. And I just made my own inserts. So I store them all in there. Normally they each have a label. This one doesn't. But you're just going to go around the edge and do a little sponging. And I do a little bit more. Normally I'm pretty light with my sponging. That's my personal style. But for this with the lights, it's nice to kind of bring it in a little bit more so you get a little more shading and depth to what you're doing. So I only am worrying about going across the top part, the bulb. I don't care as much about the bottom. And you'll do it for both of them. And when I'm doing a sponge dauber, if you haven't used one, they're kind of like thimbles, and I love them. I use them on so many of my projects. I actually have one per color. That way I never have to worry about cross-contamination, so that when I go to do a blue, it doesn't turn out more green. But the nice thing is you can clean them. You can clean them on your stamp pad just like a stamp. They just stain. But I figure they're so inexpensive, I just get either one for each color or do something where you do all of your greens, use one, all of your blues, use one. You can kind of do it by theme. So, done sponging. Whoops, and getting my thumb all inky. Shows you that you're really crafting, right? Next, I grab my chalk pen or my chalk marker, and you're just going to kind of add a little shining, a little shimmer and shine. So, and I'm not particularly talented at figuring out how to make this look right. And that's the nice thing about this. It doesn't really matter. So you just kind of go along. I did this in, like I said, in my stamp club, and there's some ladies there that were very good at this. So you just kind of do something that looks about like that. It looks cuter when it all comes together. And you can do it on both. You can just do it on one, but you just have that little white. And the nice thing with the chalk marker is it's not too bright, so it kind of keeps it nice and subtle. So now you can fold these over, and maybe we'll go ahead and just assemble this now. So I like my fast fuse when I'm doing boxes. Tear tape is the other option I like, but fast fuse is nice and sticky. So I just go along, and when you get to the end, you just rip to the side. And these just stick together like so. And you can see your little Christmas light is coming together. Now to get it that little authentic extra look, we're going to take some smoky slate cardstock. These are 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. Now if you have the scallop square punch, this is perfect for that. If you don't, if you have any sort of scallop edge or scallop oval, any sort of scallop shape works great. Because what you want to do is you want to cut your rectangle, and then you're going to tuck it in through the top. Because if you slide it through here, it's going to cut off your piece. It's going to actually cut it out, which you don't want. So if you do it through the top and you can slide it into the side, it will only cut on this side, but this part, since it's out of the punch, won't cut. So we're going to go through, cut on one side, flip it over, do the other. And the nice thing with these, you can kind of look and see which, try to line it up a little bit. So we have one, and we're going to do the other. Now, if you want to be extra authentic looking, or just make it look a little bit more like a screwed in part for your bulb, what I did is I stuck this in my trimmer and I lined up those little indents on either side of the cutting groove. So lined it up, and then I pulled it down. I put it in the middle so I could hold on to it firmly with this part of the trimmer. Just use my scoring, and I went through and did that for each one. So what this is doing is it makes it look more like the screw part of the bulb. And I'm just going to flip it around so it's easier for me to put back over here if I can grip it. And that should have given us, you know, little score lines. It's a little bit faint, harder to see, but it's a nice little added touch. So then what you can do is you can take any of your adhesives. I'll just use this since I have it here. And we just sort of add a little bit. And then it just attaches right on here. I attach it based along the score line, not up here. You can do it in either direction. I did it here so that it would stand up more nicely. Now once you have your favor done, you can go ahead and tape a little fun size candy bar in there. You could get a Ziploc bag or a cello bag and fill it with little treats and tape it to the back end here so that they can kind of see it from the side, but it's mostly decorated. Then I went and I took this striped ribbon. This is the garden green ribbon that is in the holiday catalog. It's also in the year-end sale, so it's actually on sale. You get 5 yards of garden green and 5 yards of real red. It's super cute. I've used it on a number of projects because it's just this cute little stripes. But all you would do is cut off a little length. I cut off a piece here already. And all you have to do is, that's what this little slit is good for. You can put it through the slit, and because this is a nice thin ribbon, it just slides right in. And then all you have to do is tie a little bow to help keep it closed so that when you give it to them, they can untie it and enjoy their treat inside. So there you have it, a fun, festive little favor or a little treat box. Like I said, it's really quick and easy to make. You can use it in any colors that you like. So use your reds, your greens, your blues, your yellows, whatever suits your fancy. I just liked this really bright green. and then put it on your table, give it to your coworkers or friends, or string them all up. Make yourself a little Christmas light banner that you can run around your house as a fun little every year decoration. You never have to worry about a bulb being burnt out, right? Yeah, nice. So I hope you enjoyed this and that you give it a go. Let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment or say something over on my Facebook page. If you liked this and want to see more, definitely make sure you're subscribed down below here to the channel because I'll be posting more videos as we head into the new year. So thanks so much for checking this out. I hope you enjoy and have a great day.